Gab and Dad. My specialty as dad is to pick the really bad films.
Well, your specialty is to hate things.
Yeah, I revel in awfulness.
And to complain.
And be real cranky.
So this is your forte.
Real crampy and really cranky and grumpy. So I really look forward to this.
The worst of the year,
It's all year long. I look forward to this.
And it's usually controversial, your picks. So
Me?
I can't wait for you to
people are
provoke.
waiting. I mean, they always agree with me. So the 3 worst films. Shall you want me to begin?
No, I'll begin.
Or you want to begin? I want to begin.
No. You're going to have your chance. My third worst film of the year is The Dictator.
That was horrible.
The Sacha Baron Cohen comedy.
Appalling.
Again, he's doing his shtick where he has this character, but unlike Borat, which was fresh and very amusing, that character. And I'm even one of the few who liked Bruno, which was his second one. This is his third, where it's just something that's like a train that's totally unnecessary to
cut it out, Sacha Baron
to
Cohen.
be satirical about. And, it's been done, and he did it in such a crass, lowbrow way, just insulting humor, not morally or culturally insulting, just insulting because very unfunny, just the lowest common denominator humor that was just really a waste of time, and this film did not need to be made, definitely not need to be seen.
Bad film.
Didn't like it, bad.
My third worst film was The Grey, starring Liam Neeson. I saw it in January.
And let the controversy begin.
I saw it in January. I said in our review that I already knew what the worst film what the worst film of 2012 would be. I was wrong. A couple of films, as you'll discover in a minute, edged The Grey out.
But it still made it in.
It was a tedious, trite film, appalling. With these huge computer-generated walls eating up one by one the members of the passengers in a crash plane. I just cannot understand how some people liked it.
And some
critics
features.
even picked it as one of the 10 best. It wasn't one of the 10 best. It was one of the 10 worst. It was the third worst.
I didn't hate it.
It stank. And Liam Neeson, he should go gently into retirement now. He's through.
No, I like
him. He's good looking and so on. And he's Irish. But he only does one thing. And that's kind of run around growling and being tough. Forget it.
Kind of like you.
Like me, yeah.
Okay, my number 2, let the record show I did not hate The Grey. My number 2 worst film of the year is The Odd Life of Timothy Green. You did not see this.
Didn't see that one.
A family-friendly, feel-good, magical tale that made me want to vomit. It was a total misfire of tone. The story was not magical, was not uplifting, was borderline creepy. It was not appropriate for children. It was dull and insulting to an adult audience. Waste of some really good actors. Complete waste of everything that it takes to make a movie. And of my time as a film goer. Really greatly disliked this movie. Can't say more than that.
I get the picture.
You got it? You got it?
I got it.
All right.
My second worst film was, drumroll please, Life of Pi. A real snooze fest.
I do not know this man.
Lauded with quasi-religious mumbo-jumbo, relying almost entirely on computer-generated effects. Boring. I actually fell asleep. Yes, but it's done by computers. I mean, there's more to a film than computers. It was boring. I actually fell asleep at one point in the movie. Again, a film which has received a lot of praise. I've even read that it could be an Oscar contender. I just don't get it. It was a boring, tedious, silly film about a young boy and a big carnivorous beast that wanted to eat him, floating together in a lifeboat in the middle of the sea. Huh?
Again, a film that did have merits, although I didn't love it as much as many people do, and as much as people probably hate you now if they're still watching. But there you go.
No, but we reviewed Life of Pi,
okay,
and I said then there's nothing new about this. I've just kind of put it in its real place, which is second worst film.
You really pinned that down. Okay.
I really nailed that
Thanks.
one down. Yeah.
Well, my number 1 worst film of the year is What to Expect When You're Expecting. This film, another one you managed to avoid, is it's one of these multi-story, very loosely linked crossovers of multi-storylines about various women and couples having babies. And I just found it it's supposed to be one of these sort of quirky, lighthearted, interesting, perhaps, slice of life of all these very Look, I've had 2 children. I had one of my babies with me when I saw this film, and the way I had a baby was way more interesting than any of these stories. They were cliche. It was all cliche riddled, dull, boring, stupid, riddled, insulting, And just, I hate these very loosely, coincidentally crossovered storyline films. It's
junk.
such a gimmick. It's junk. It's lazy filmmaking.
And you paid like $11 to see this crap.
Giving it the title based on an actual book about actual pregnancy, what to expect when you're expecting, is just the lowest level of gimmickry and cheapness. Trying to reel in this audience of women with these false pretenses,
false advertising,
such bullshit,
rubbish.
Insulting, and it really insulted me, not just as a female film goer and a mom, but just in general. Bullshit, right. And I'm sick of these type of films, and please stop making them. I hated it.
All right, now I'm going to tell you what was the worst film of 2012. And
here
there's a mystery here. I want to know how it is that one of the most famous and talented directors working can get together with possibly the best male actor
You're
around
not gonna say what I
and
think
produce
you're
a
gonna
film
say.
like Lincoln. Spielberg directing, Daniel Day-Lewis possibly the best male actor working.
It's been nice knowing everybody, and I think Gab and Dad is now cancelled.
They produced a tedious, trite snooze fest. I mean, the reason I put it as number one is because there's such a huge gap between expectation and potential and what was actually produced. I mean, with Daniel Day-Lewis playing Lincoln, it could have been a magnificent film.
He was magnificent.
They were undermined by a terrible script by Tony Kushner. The script was boring, predictable, of interest to just about nobody.
So
the film
literal.
Was so literal. Yeah. The reason I made it number one is it was so disappointing.
Yeah.
It was so disappointing.
I think Daniel Day-Lewis was wonderful, but it didn't deliver in any other artistic way.
I was so disappointed that based on my extreme disappointment, I've ranked this as number one.
So it's a bit more of a personal rather than it's literally the worst film of the year.
I would not criticize Daniel Day-Lewis. He's a wonderful actor, and his Lincoln is very convincing. But the direction is poor. I knew Lincoln. The direction by Spielberg was poor, but mostly the script was terrible. So
and it all comes down to the script, really, and that's an important lesson, like compared to what to expect when you're expecting.
If you've got a lousy script, you're going to have a lousy movie.
No matter, you got Spielberg, Day-Lewis, so it's a good lesson learned. That's what Gab and Dad are here for, and that's what 2012 taught us.
And now I'm going into the witness protection program.
Yeah, me too.
Goodbye.
Thanks for watching. See you in 2013.